And to formally welcome Thich Nhat Hanh to this widest expression of our Sangha at Green Gulch. And we look forward very much to this morning's teaching and for this time you can spend with us.
Shall we begin with the bell? And every time during the talking, if you hear the bell, please breathe deeply, enjoy your breathing, and smile. This is the most wonderful way of being together. Thank you for smiling. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you to participate in this meditation. Here is a piece of paper. Usually we don't pay very much attention to this piece of paper, because when we take out one piece of paper, we think of other things than the piece of paper itself. If we look at this sheet of paper carefully enough, we can see that there is a cloud floating in it, even if we are not a poet. And this is very real, because if the cloud is not there, the paper is not there. If there is no cloud, there is no rain, and the forest cannot grow. And there is no paper, because we need the trees in order to make paper. And every time you pick up the New York Times or the San Francisco Chronicle, you have to see the cloud in the newspaper. You have to see the forest. In order to print a Sunday edition of the New York Times, you need something like a forest, because the New York Times is very heavy. 2 kilograms, I think, the Sunday edition. And we don't look at the newspaper in that way. So we should learn to look at the newspaper like that. So someone who looks carefully at the piece of paper can see a cloud floating, and he knows that if the cloud is not there, and then the paper cannot be there. And this is what is called interbeing in Buddhism. Interbeing is not a word in the dictionary yet, but I hope that sometime later we shall include that word into our dictionary. To be means to interbe, because nothing can be by itself. Everything has to interbe with other things. Therefore, the cloud and the paper inter-are. If we look more carefully, we see the sunshine in it. You agree? Because without sunshine, nothing can be alive. The trees cannot grow, and therefore there is no paper. So this sheet of paper inter-is with the sun, the sunshine. And if we look a little bit longer, we see the earth. Without the earth, a tree cannot grow. And we know that in the earth, in the soil, there are many things. Not only water, but minerals and so on. And we see a logger. A logger in here, because without a logger, we cannot have a paper, a sheet of paper. Therefore, a logger and the paper inter-are also. And if you continue to meditate, to look, we see that everything is in here. Like the wheat that is needed to make the bread for the logger to eat. Without the wheat, the logger cannot be. And then also the grandfather of Mr. Logger, he must be here. Without him, we have no logger. And therefore, looking deeply at the sheet of paper, you see that everything is there. The sheet of paper is full of everything. In our daily life, we used to distinguish between paper and non-paper. For instance, you would call me a non-paper element, the bell a non-paper element. This is a non-paper element. But there is one thing I would like to remind you, is that a sheet of paper is made of only by non-paper elements. Sunshine, the cloud, the forest, the logger, all are non-paper elements. Without non-paper elements, a sheet of paper cannot be. Suppose I send back these non-paper elements to their source. The rain to the cloud, back to the cloud. The sunshine, back to the sun. The logger, back to his grandpa. The paper can no longer be there. And therefore, in Buddhism, they say that the paper is empty. Empty of what? Empty of a separate self. Empty of a separate entity. That means a sheet of paper cannot exist by itself. It exists because of the existence of non-paper elements. You agree? Yes. But the word empty and emptiness does not sound to be like a nice word, because so many of us are afraid of being empty. Many of us get scared when thinking that he or she is empty. But emptiness is a very nice word, because without being empty, a sheet of paper cannot be. If a sheet of paper is not empty, and then the sunshine cannot come in, the cloud cannot come in, and therefore there is no paper. That is why, thanks to emptiness, everything is there. Thanks to emptiness, everything is possible.